Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ English. A very important topic for UPSC GS Paper 3 is natural disasters. If you remember this year and in 2025, we have seen so many of these. We did talk about Ethiopia in Africa with regards to the Afar region in Ethiopia and the Haile Gubbi volcano. Remember, we had learned how it was a shield volcano. We weren't expecting a massive explosion, but then the explosion was quite massive and all the lava, all the debris was found strewn in a larger portion, in fact vertically as well, up to 12,000 kilometers. Volcanic ash and particles were all spewing in the air. After that, we spoke about Russia, the Kamchatka Peninsula. Remember, I told you it's also an area associated with the Ring of Fire. An area that's very near to Japanese coast too in Russia, but an area that experiences very often incidences of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Now, but that was a stratovolcano, the one in Kamchatka. Today we are looking at another region, but this time we have to see Iran. So we are talking about Iran, and Iran has already been in news for a very long time now. Why? Because we know after 1979, Iran is experiencing a massive uprising. Well, this is a civil rebellion in Iran aimed at the government of Iran, the theocratic-based Khomeini government of Iran, and US today is watching with a very close look. In fact, Israel and US are the opportunist countries here who are ready to launch an attack in case situation in Iran does not stabilize. If you look at the recent development, then Iran and Russia are having joint military drills, live fire drills in the area of the Persian Gulf. At the same time, it is US which says if Iran does not promise to control its nuclear program, then US may think of lodging a full-blown attack. Well, that's the geopolitical instability right now. But then we are looking at Iran right now with perspective to the Taftan volcano. If you can see on the map, the location is somewhere right here. Now, Iran is a map that we keep referring to every now and then. Why? Because we know in Iran you have the Chabahar port, a very important part of India's IMEC corridor. India announced it in 2023, India Middle East European Economic Corridor. I also have shown in the map how very strategically the Chabahar port is very near Pakistan's Gwadar port, and Gwadar port is a key element of China's BRI initiative. We have seen the Bandar Abbas port in Iran. So we know that it's a key area for India's connectivity, and that's why whenever America has put massive sanctions on Iran, it has definitely also impacted India-Iran relations. Today, there is hardly any oil trade between the two countries because whether it's Russia, whether it's Iran or Venezuela, it is US sanctions that have determined the fate of global oil trade. And now we are looking at a geographical area from Iran, and this area is about Taftan volcano. What is happening here? Well, after a very long time, say after decades of being silent, we are seeing that suddenly the region of Taftan volcano in southeastern Iran has risen in altitude to about 3.5 inches in just last 10 months. And this upward movement is quite unexpected. It is geographically known as a ground uplift. Why does it happen? It shows that there is an active magma movement, active lava movement that's happening inside the volcanic area as a part of geothermal activity that's not visible because it happens below the surface, and such land uplifting is usually detected by using technology such as satellite monitoring, the INSAR technology. And now it has been found that after 10 months, finally, the volcano has been witnessing an upward movement. Now, looking at the location, quite important here. You can see the location right here. Now, this map must be very familiar to all my students because every time we talk about strategic choke points in the world, we keep referring to this map. Now, in this map, you can clearly see Iran on the one side and then you can see UAE on the other. UAE was in the news because I often tell you, look how UAE is an area that is so attached to Iranian coastline, and together this area is known as the Gulf of Hormuz. Today, as the battle is going on between US and Iran, there is a fear of full-blown war. Iran also says, I may choose to close the Strait of Hormuz. Now, please understand, in the chain of connectivity, Strait of Hormuz is a very critical global supply chain lane, and if it gets shut, that means massive oil supply chain disruption for the whole world, especially Asian countries on the east. And that's why people are worried about that. So same area, this is the area that also has Chabahar port, area that has the Bandar Abbas port, and if you talk about Taftan volcano, you can see it here. Just a little upwards is the tri-junction of the border between Afghanistan, Pakistan. Often we also talk about the narcotic terror that happens in this belt from Iran, Afghan, Pakistan. What do you call that? Is there any name for the narcotic channel that exists here? From where even India is more susceptible to drug imports and drug trafficking? Do let me know in the comment box. Now, talking about this region, I just showed you on the map Taftan. This is in Southeast Iran, visibly very near to Pakistan's border. In fact, that's the reason I keep telling you, only 72 kilometers is the geographical gap between Chabahar port and the Gwadar port. Very, very small, tiny gap. But look at the difference between the two ports. One, an ally of China, the other, quite an important area for India's economic connectivity. Now, this entire area where the Taftan volcano is located is a part of Makaran continental volcanic arc. It's an arc-like area. Do remember, this is the only active volcano in this entire volcanic belt. Looking at the altitude, it's about 4,000 meters, that's 13,000 feet high, and it is the tallest mountain in southeastern Iran. Now, on that note, I would love to throw a question on you. Do let me know in the comment box that in one of my lectures I have explained about the Asir mountain range. Now, UPSC is quite known for asking these places in the news. Can you tell me, between the borders of which two countries is the Asir mountain range located? And if you know the answer, then once also think about which three countries together create the Emerald Triangle in the world? Which three borders? Do let me know these answers in the comment box. You can verify this knowledge at my Telegram channel, the QR code to which I will show you soon. Coming back to Taftan volcano, the tallest mountain area this is in entire southeast Iran. It has broadly two summits. One is the Narkuh and the other is the Methirku. Okay, and these are often referred to as fumaroles. It's a very good word, fumarole. What is a fumarole? A fumarole are vents, openings in the surface of the ground or a mountain which emit sulfur gas, which keep emitting sulfur gas. Okay, so this is important to know. That's the entire volcanic belt that I was talking to. Now let's remember this Makaran continental volcanic arc that we just saw near the Taftan volcanic area is an arc that is located between southeast Iran and southwest Pakistan. Now, a very good question. Why was it created? It was created due to a subduction that happened between the Arabian Ocean plate under the Eurasian plate. Now, tectonic movements are often associated with lots of seismic triggers, earthquake, land subsidence, as well as also magma displacement. So these are very common phenomena associated with subduction of plates, and here we are seeing two plates. You can also see them on the map, the Arabian Oceanic plate as well as the Eurasian plate. So subduction has led to this volcanic arc, and it features major volcanoes such as Bazman, Taftan, the one we are talking about, and Kohi Sultan. So in case you get a question in prelims about these places, so you must associate them with southeast Iran. Okay, and as you can see in the picture, there is too much gas emission as well as upward movement of the area. This volcano has never really erupted in the recorded history of humankind, because last major eruption was about, say, lakhs and lakhs of years before. We don't even remember when. There's no record of that, but still it keeps releasing heat, steam and sulfur gases. Now that's something to watch out for, and this shows that magma is still present under the ground. So more studies and investigations are taking place, but quite an important fact for UPSC. Now as you are studying earthquakes, please do remember the difference between Richter scale as well as Marcelli scale. Do not forget the difference between strato-composite volcano and shield volcanoes. I gave you two examples in the lecture. And our quick practice question here with reference to Taftan volcano, look at these statements. One, It is a shield volcano that is formed due to rifting between Arabian and Eurasian plates. Second, it's the only active volcano in the Makran continental volcanic arc. And 3, it has erupted multiple times in recorded human history. And last, it shows hydrothermal activity, sulfur emitting fumaroles near its summit. Now, which of these statements do you think are valid? You can suggest your answer in the comment box. You can also provide it in any lecture in the comment box, and I shall understand whether you have a doubt or not. Now, this is a link to the QR code of my Telegram channel, a growing community of UPSC aspirants where I reach out to you with all important facts, knowledge, initiatives that we take at StudyIQ and many more things. And as I take your leave, a quick reminder. Now, we are hosting one of the biggest sales event of the year known as the Power Play Sale, and you are getting courses at a flat 50% off. That's a major discount. Prices begin as low as 12,999, but then if you use my code SPLIVE, then further more discount on this already humble price. Enroll quickly. It's a limited time offer, whether it's for 2027 or for 2028 batch. Thank you so much.